in healthcare, and especially due to COVID era, had hit record levels last year. According to Deloitte, in 2020, 14 billion venture funding for health tech have been originated and went through healthcare investments, actually double the amount from last year. And as it is said, this is considered the beginning of a multi-year opportunity rather than a bubble. Well, let's find out about the startup journey of 3 Greek female founders in the lucrative sector for healthcare, but also in a sector with such a social impact. So let me introduce you our first speaker, the founder and CEO of LANGaware, Mrs. Vassiliki Rentoumi. Vassiliki.
Thank you, Maria. Thank you all. I'm really honored and humbled to be with you today. So a little information about my background. Since I was very little, I remember myself being fascinated by language, no matter what language, written, spoken, foreign, just name it. So it was no surprise that I found myself studying linguistics. What is a surprise, though, is that I started getting fascinated by artificial intelligence and how language could be used by computers and the applications of these in real life. It was then that I decided that I want to take that path, which led me to my master's in computational linguistics and my PhD in natural language processing and artificial intelligence. So it was just after my PhD that I started my postdoctoral research at St. George's University of London on the effect of neurodegenerative diseases on language. That indeed was a game changer. So the mere idea of how language is affected by such diseases, and also the potential of a mechanism that could detect such changes, started at that point. So coming back to Greece, I joined the Software and Knowledge Engineering Laboratory at NCSR Demokritos and focused my research on this exact purpose. So the results showed really exciting, and it was then that the idea of starting a company emerged. And here I am today talking to you about LANGaware, a health and deep tech startup, which is backed by the biggest national research center in Greece, Demokritos. And actually what we do is that we offer the right solution to detect early the neurodegenerative and psychiatric diseases. And how we do that is by employing artificial intelligence and machine learning in order to detect and monitor digital biomarkers based on language, voice, and speech. Our platform solution is aimed at various clinical settings, including both primary healthcare and secondary healthcare, as a means to identify people with high risk to develop dementias such as Alzheimer's or other neurodegenerative diseases. We are really happy as we have been backed by Metavalon VC, with whom we closed our funding round last summer.
Okay, thank you very much, Vassiliki, and congrats for your achievement. Just before we proceed to our second startup founder, I would like to just provide the info to our audience that in case that you would like to switch from Greek to English and not listening to the translator, you just press on the right part of the site, the EN signal, in order to switch to English and directly listening only to the English version. So let's now proceed with our second female startup founder, Eleftheria Zourou, the founder of the CEO Doctoranytime. Eleftheria.
So, hello. I'm very happy to be among so many motivated people. I'm Eleftheria, and for the last 9 years, I'm the proud founder of Doctoranytime. Doctoranytime resolves one of the most common, but until now, most persistent issues in healthcare: the uncertainty, the feeling of desperation and loneliness that the patient feels by the minute he has a health symptom and needs to take care of that until he gets well. Doctoranytime effectively guides the patients through their numerous choices, find the right doctor, book a physical appointment, do a video consultation, have a chat prior to the appointment, simply do a quick guiding chat, and facilitate the relationship with the doctor, making it more transparent, easy, and effective. So eventually, it leads both ends to a certain level of happiness. So this is why we are in the position to help more than 4 million visitors per month with their different needs and have a retention rate of more than 80% for doctors and patients. Doctoranytime started in Greece, but today is present in 7 countries in total, including Cyprus, Belgium, Mexico, Colombia, Ecuador, and soon Brazil. 10 years ago, when the idea was born in my mind, I had already had another 10 years experience in marketing, a lot of 10, in 2 of the biggest FMCG companies, P&G and L'Oreal. But there was something inside me, let's call it the entrepreneurial virus, that kept teasing me and telling me that if you don't change what you don't like, who do you expect to do it? This thinking still leads my way. So I see no boundaries where I see a need. It seems that this makes me so passionate to inspire and engage a wonderful team, a team full of doers and A players, and 2 angel investors who trusted me since the beginning. Me and my team have been through very difficult times, the economic recession, capital controls, COVID, but we were always focused on the target and believed so much in what we do. And we are very happy that we have accomplished with a 2 million investment. It started from 200,000 and the same investors invested eventually 2 million. We have accomplished to be in 7 countries, 2 out of which are profitable and able to fund the growth ahead. We are now a 5 million company and aspire to become a 20 million in revenues company by 2023 with a solid plan which already delivers results. If there is one thing that I know all through the journey is that changing people's lives for the better pays back on all levels.
Okay. Thank you very much, Eleftheria, and congrats for what you have achieved now and for what you will achieve in the future. Let's proceed with our last speaker for the healthcare panel. It would represent a company from biotech and is our founder, Thanou. Maya.
Maria, thank you so much, and I hope I'm clear. You can hear me very well. Thank you for the invitation. Well, my journey started several years ago when I was awarded a very prestigious Greek scholarship from the IKY. So I was able to study what I wanted, and after that, I progressed in science in various top European institutes. And I was achieving very well results in healthcare, and I realized that I could predict, detect, and cure some of the tumors without adverse effects. So I decided to progress with patents, and these patents led to Apeikon, which means apeikonecy, from Greek, apeikonecy. And Apeikon makes, I'm the founder of it, and Apeikon makes state-of-the-art systems that aim to avoid all adverse effects of anti-cancer agents. So it is very targeted. It's working with imaging, MR imaging, and techniques like focus ultrasound or microwave, a state-of-the-art technology. And this achieves 100 times more drug in the tumor, whereas the rest of the body is not exposed to drugs. So what we achieve like that, we can overcome adverse effects of current therapies, and we can make a substantially better quality of life of cancer patients without adverse effects. I mean, imagine hospitalization costs are very high for cancer patients. So our first target is breast cancer, and we are aiming to move to clinical trials for breast cancer tumors, and we have preclinical development. We were able to achieve significant amount of non-dilutive funding from governmental sources, and we progressed. We have the proof of concept, we have patented the technology, and we have achieved the level of now going from the animals to the clinic. Why I'm doing it? I'm doing this because I want to cure. I want to bring therapies to the people, to the women and men. I want to make better drugs that they work more targeted, the right drug at the right site at the right time. So this is my logo, and this is why I'm doing it. But of course, I realize that there is a gap in the market. So I'm the only one that can do at the moment in such a way, in such efficient way. So that means that I can make a product that could make also money. So in biotech is very hard because it's you have to wait until the clinical trials to bring the results, but then the benefit is enormous. Look at Moderna, for example, with the vaccine development. They had spent tons of millions, in the development, but then when the product was approved, then their share rocketed. So it is a very interesting field, and it's hard because you need a lot of science, a good science to progress. You need things that work. You need products that they work. You need products that they do what they say they do. So I'm happy to reach that point, and I'm very confident that the Apeikon will progress in the next level and attract a substantial lot of money to progress to clinical trials. We're now in the negotiations. And apart from that, I have been also founder of another company, also successful with seed funding. It's not impossible. If the science is right, if you can treat a certain disease safely and efficacious way, then it is possible to have a very successful biotech. So I'm infected with entrepreneurial back, and I think that every good idea that comes from our work, my lab's work, is going to make a certain type of biotech that will have a better product in the market. As I said, our focus is cancer. We want to detect cancer and we want to treat cancer. The technologies we're doing are beyond the state of the art, and they are very efficacious. So overall, I think that the future is bright, independent if you are a man or woman. It happens to be a woman. It was as easy, I have to say, and I will progress in the same way in the future. Thank you very much for the invitation. I would like to inspire more women to join this field. It's exciting. When things are working, it is very exciting. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Maya. Congrats for what you have achieved. And actually, congrats to all of you from the scientific entrepreneurial background. Yes, you are role models for all of us, for other scientists and entrepreneurs. I would just like to ask you briefly, the three of you, a comment regarding the main part and the main consideration of our event. I would like to ask you, what is your opinion regarding the low representation of female startups in the global ecosystem, and especially in your health tech sector? If you have any conclusion about your health tech sector, something you have an idea about the biotech, or if there's something the same goes on in health tech. So let's start with Maya. Would you like to answer, Maya, first? Yes, please.
Sure. I mean, the main reason is that there is a gap from PhD to the next level, and to postdoc. And again, like Vassiliki said, I mean, she went for postdoc career, but there is a gap where the female scientists are feeling very insecure. It's a certain time point in their career after the PhD that they feel extremely insecure, and they think that they're not going to make it. If there is a possibility to overcome this barrier, then I'm sure that we will have more scientists in entrepreneurship, at least.
Okay, Maya. What about you, Vassiliki? What do you think about it?
So I think that we are the solution. We are, as women, we can empower one another, and actually it is known that women are able to bring innovation and thought leadership in both the scientific and the entrepreneurship domain. So I think that to my perspective, diversity and inclusion are really the essential keywords, and through those we can create a better understanding of the problems, or what is the origin of this problem, and how we can provide the solutions necessary to solve them. I think that the health tech is already a very important aspect for the global economy, and unfortunately it is currently missing out a huge talent pool to face the next challenges ahead. So I'm really, really positive and optimistic that we will be able to reverse the current situation of women in tech and entrepreneurship. And how we can tackle this is that if, for example, each female entrepreneur is able to empower 2 women, for example, to join the startup ecosystem and supports them to become like tech entrepreneurs. And imagine this, and the increase will be not just incremental, but exponential.
Great, great. Thank you, Vassiliki. Thank you very much for your position. And Eleftheria, last but not least.
Well, my opinion on this issue is I strongly believe that we are raised in this way. We are raised by our families and in a society which expects from women to be risk averse, simply because, and look for safety either in family or by marrying a husband who can support them, simply because there are so many roles that we are expected to be excellent and to deliver with excellence. So it cannot be expected neither from the society nor from the person per se, from the woman per se, to deliver. Personally, I'm an entrepreneur. I used to have, because I have lost my father out of cancer. And this is actually the reason why I'm so passionate about healthcare. So I was born and raised in a family with 2 people that were working for the public sector, and they were when I told them that I'm gonna chase my dream, which is to make a step change in the healthcare sector, they were so afraid of what am I gonna do. I can tell you that right now I'm a mother of one wonderful girl. I have my company, which is a very successful company, and the secret sauce of that is that I don't accept anything that all these standards that the society has. So it's definitely not a matter of skills, definitely not a matter of empowerment or not. It's just that we need to delete from our minds what they have set us to do, and choose on our own goals, and see where our own heart beats.
Yeah, understood. Thank you very much, Eleftheria. Thank you, Maya. Thank you, Vassiliki. Thank you, Eleftheria, for being what you are, for what you have achieved, and the role model that you are for us and for the next generation. Congrats for what you have achieved. Thank you very much.